Good morning, guys. Welcome to another episode of Xa Talk Show. Today is 2019, October 12th, 10 o'clock in the morning, Saturday, San Francisco time. So, good morning, guys. So, I have actually lots of topics prepared. Okay, and guys, go to Discord. Okay, like go to use Discord. Like I'm gonna show you. So Xa Talk Show. This is today's topics, and you go to Xa Talk Show on xali.info, and you see here is the Xali Club on Discord. Okay, join it, and where is Bartholomew? Bart. Oh, Bartholomew is not here today. I got something to say about. I need to talk to Bartholomew. Bartholomew, we need to talk. Okay, so let's see what's up. So League of News is 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock in Italy. Wait, it's 7 a.m. But losing my eyesight, and I thought it was 9. What? So let's see. 10 o'clock here. So 9 a.m. in California time would be something like 6 o'clock in UK. 7 o'clock in UK. So you are in Italy. Okay, 7 o'clock. Right. Good morning, Nibel. Good morning, George. George is from Australia, Perth, which is like 16 hours ahead. So it's 3 o'clock in the morning, something like that. Is that right? Oh, did Bart say that? I didn't see. I didn't hear. Shit. When did Bart say that in yesterday's chat? Every time I did finish the video, it takes a lot of time actually. Usually I go through the chat, um, but there's a lot to read. Sometimes I miss information. So George, good morning, DP. Good morning, Matt. George, good day. So 9 p.m. League of Noobs, 9 p.m. Okay, 9 p.m. would be somewhere in Germany or to the east of Germany, right? League of Noobs. Oh, okay, it's 7 o'clock. So anyway, um, okay, so let's begin. So if you guys have a topic or questions, post it. Okay, actually, I do have a lot of topics. First of all, let me show you this toilet. We were talking on Discord. Yeah, actually, let's go to Discord. Okay, we talking about Asian toilets. It's 19 o'clock. Oh my god, those 24-hour metric system. I like it, but usually I have to think about what time is it. So 19 minus 12. 19 minus 12 is 7. Okay, so 7 o'clock. We were talking about what is this video? Someone discussing maybe Taba, I don't know what is that. But basically, so there it is. There is Maxerator's desktop system. Open link. Uh, Open image in new tab. Let's see. It's too small. So you gotta click it, then open image in new tab. So this is Maxerator's setup. He's what they call it. The gamer. They uh, gig rig. Okay, this is Maxerator's rig. He's in like somewhere in the east side of USA. So you got this giant 40-inch TV screen and with a desk keyboard tray. So he's using a Apple's touchpad, and he likes it. But we were talking about the Asian, the toilet in Japan. It looks like this. Okay, I think they are facing it out. Where is this picture so small? Jeez. Okay, let's just view image here. Okay, it's not too big picture. So toilet in Asia, are mostly like this, but I think they are phasing it out, so you don't see it much. But I think it's still common in school. Um, it's basically just a hole on the ground. So, okay, so that is that. I have some topics to talk about. Wait, don't close this. Okay, so uh, Nico, League of Noobs. Okay, so let's talk about something. So actually, Bartholomew is not here today, I guess. So, well, I wanted to thank him for showing me the SteelSeries keyboard, actually. So we talked about this keyboard yesterday. This is actually a good one. And I watched the video. It turns out Song 22 has a video of it. So it's the key switches on this keyboard is actually the best. Basically, pretty much, the best key switch in the world, in the history of the keyboard, basically. And this keyboard cost $200. I still wouldn't recommend it at all. I mean, first of all, for me, it's not for me because I have to have ergonomic split. This is not good. When you type several hours a day, all these are not good. Doesn't matter how good is a switch. So it's not for me, first of all. But for you guys, I don't recommend it neither because for $200 you get, well, the switch is nice, but there are many people in the keyboard community. They are fanatics. They are fanatical about keyboard switches, such as Song. He is one of them. He's also a keyboard switch expert. The pretty much the top expert in the world. One of them. So anyway, so many keyboard fanatics, they are into key switches like, oh, Cherry MX and then Zilio and but that's not too important to me. Once you have a mechanical switch, let's say Cherry Brown, the most average mechanical switch, Cherry MX Brown, that's kind of good enough. You can get you going. The other important things is about other designs, in particular the split, ortholinear layout, and split and tended. That's actually uh, important once you have mechanical switches. Because I mean, how do you judge? Why do you say it's important? You might say, "Oh, yeah, but I'm fine with ergonomic. I'm fine with a flat PC keyboard." The thing is, yeah, that's fine. If you like this flat PC keyboard, that's perfectly fine. But when we are talking about judgment, which one is actually better, like in a competition, then the criteria must be strong. Basically, if you are forced, like if you are imagine if you are in a prison, you are forced into labor. You have to type continuously for, let's say, 4 hours a day. Then you will know this is no good. Any flat, for example, you can compare. You either use this, let's say, ergonomic keyboard. Let's say, um, uh, this one, Microsoft ergonomic keyboard, scoped. It's not mechanical keys. Okay, it's not mechanical keys. However, it does have these ergonomic shapes. Now, suppose this one compared to this one. Now, this is the best mechanical keys ever, but however, it's flat. Now, you are a prisoner in prison. You are forced into labor. You have to type continuously, non-stop, like a data entry clerk. You copy text, for example. You have to do this for 4 hours a day. Then, you're going to be in prison for 3 years, let's say. With this one, chances are you start to have hand pain, after a few months. This one is probably better. So that is my point about how do you exactly judge which is the best. I mean, the concept of the best keyboard is kind of silly. It's like what is the best programming language? But if you really want to say, you have to pick, which one is really truly the best keyboard, then one of the major criteria, because we are talking about keyboard, what is keyboard used for? It's for typing. So one of the major criteria is, you type several hours a day. Then the shape is probably, I would say it's probably, this one is more important than the mechanical keys. So I'm not too much into mechanical keys. As long as it's uh, mechanical key switch, that's good. But of course, I also, given two different mechanical switches, I do have my preferences. I would love this, of course. This is a whole switch, um, a very good key switch. So let's see. Let's read some of the comments. Just read often and classic. What if your employer won't allow you to allow you your own keyboard? DP says, what if your employer won't allow you to use your own keyboard? What kind of employer is that? You don't work for such company then. I know of no company that does not allow you to use your own keyboard. I've heard companies that do not allow you to use your own computer, like you have to use the company's computer, especially in security corporations. But not allowing you to use your own keyboard, that's kind of silly. So Matt says it's also kind of funny for ergo reasons. Keyboard actually should be tinted from top to bottom, but the mainstream is just the other way round. Yeah, I see what you're saying. No, I think what he is saying is that, uh, if I'm sitting on a keyboard, if you look at me this way, keyboard, like, okay, so the normal keyboard, they have legs in the back, so you would be like that. That's basically no. Okay, let me try to, if I can do this. Well, yeah, okay, so like normally you have to show the flat, suppose you are on a table. Normally the keyboard have legs on the back, so you would do like that. That's no good. Okay, you rather want the keyboard legs in the front, so you actually do like that. That's better. So in fact, that is one of the Microsoft's design. OBS update skip, remind me later. So actually, Microsoft keyboard. Let's see, Microsoft keyboard. They actually designed so that it's sloped in the back. Uh, let me show you. Okay, I think I have a picture here. Yeah, there. You see, like that. So you because that way it's better. Okay, it's better because you don't want to bend up your wrist. And with this keyboard, your wrist is actually flat. Then your fingers dip on the keys. Your wrist is flat, straight line. You want to keep this straight line. But I know, like I said before, most people when they come to keyboard and stuff, they are just go by habit. So when they see this, they find it weird. Oh, this is weird. I can't get used to. And that's okay because first of all, they don't type much. Okay, for you average programmers, that's okay. You can like anything you want because you don't really type that much. But like I mentioned, if you are in a prison, you are forced to type several hours a day. Then you will know right away this is better. That's the thing. Most people they don't think about it because they don't type much. They got other things to do. But because every programmer they use a keyboard, so they're gonna tell you their opinions. Oh, I don't like this one. Oh, split is no good. Oh, ergonomic is useless. They're gonna tell you their habit. Like, oh, I'm a programmer. I type all day. Therefore, it should be this or that. That's all garbage. Uh, Sloping forward for some reason. These words are kind of confusing. Like, what do you mean sloping forward? like slope can be up or down. So usually when we talk, so when we talk about keyboards, and also lots of things in programming, like what does a list mean? What does array mean? The term means many things depending on your language and your experience. So when you say slope for, so when you talk about some of keyboards or programming languages, you have to kind of rephrase it so it's actually very precise. Can prisoners choose their own keyboard? Yeah, that is the how they say, it's not an analogy. It's a metaphorical metaphor. It's not even a metaphor. It's just an example. Anyway, so let's see. So okay, guys, go there. I have this JavaScript. So we talk about keyboard. Okay, so hold on a second. SteelSeries. So thanks to Bartholomew, who got me looked into that SteelSeries, that keyboard. That is actually great. And find JavaScript window size. Okay, so guys, go here and type what it says about your monitor size. Like if I can go there right now, yeah, Google Chrome, show link in Chrome. Okay, so you see it says your viewport size is 1277 by 883, my viewport size. Then you have the window size. As I adjust the window size, you see the number will change. You see that's my window size and viewport size. You see, browser DOM JavaScript and JavaScript is very complex. So you have viewport size, you have window size. Now window size is basically what you are thinking, the whole window. But viewport size is the area with not counting the scroll bar, and not so basically it's starting from here, not counting the URL bar, the bookmarks bar, and sometimes you have a status bar at the bottom. So that is the viewport does not count those. So you have viewport size. Good morning, Green Deck. And you have window size, then you have screen size. Okay, so my screen is 1920 by 1080. So go there and post your numbers. Let me see. And actually, when you magnify, these numbers usually also change because JavaScript DOM started to define them precisely why. So anyway, so DP says his viewport size, not viewport size. I mean, show not the viewport. Show your screen size, because the screen size basically should be supposed to be your full screen. Oh, okay. So you have 1920 by 11200 by 1200. Okay, so your screen is like longer than mine. Okay, yeah. So that is that. I just want to show that. That's JavaScript, of course. So you can look at you can in browser you can view source code. Then you can see this. Here's the source code for doing that. And also it works on your phone too. It works on your phone, and if you reorient your phone, it will change. You'll change in real time. Or if you adjust, you change your window, enlarge it, you also change in real time. So that's JavaScript. So close that, and let's back to talk show. Let's see the next topic. So there is another thing Bartholomew mentioned about how Microsoft is repairable. So I didn't understand what he's talking about, but I do now, because I read about the comments. Anyway, let's talk about it next time when Bartholomew is here. Oh God, why is Google censoring all that? Another moderator just handled this. What? Who is the moderator now? Let's see. Add moderator. What? I don't know what's going on. I don't think I have any moderators. Your screen size. Okay, so I guess most of us have the standard 1920 by 1080. Okay, so that's about that. So let's talk about the next things. I'm thinking of talking about some Golang. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. But first of all, let's go to. So there are some new mouse I want to tell you guys. So this one. So let me tell you about some of these new mouse that just came out few months ago. So one of them is so Logitech came out with MX Master 3. What do I think of Python? It's okay, but I don't like it personally. But I think it's okay. I did a video that's 1 hour. I talked about that Python a few times. But if you go to my YouTube channel, League of Noobs, you go to YouTube. There is 1 hour talk where I flame Python. The Guido von Rossum guy. I don't like Python the language almost in every way because it doesn't it doesn't really support functional programming because Guido von Rossum doesn't like it. So anyway, so there's 1 hour. I think check that out. So anyway, this Logitech came out with MX Master 3 mouse. I think this is a great one. I never had it. So the version before is this one. So this is their previous version. You know what's special about this one? Because it's got two wheels. You got the mouse wheel. Now that's a spin wheel. Okay, let me show you. So if you see, here is my setup. You turn around and you see me from different angles. You see side view and my and you see my room. It's a mess. Okay, I'm gonna show you. You see, that's my room. That's my bed. It's a mess. So you turn around. That's a window, and you turn around. So that's my desktop. Then let's zoom in on the mouse. It's got infinite scroll. Okay, so let's go here. Let's go to some page. Hold on a second. Okay, so let's go here. XOR keyboard guide, XOR blog. So now, hold on a second. So let me move that here. So if you see my mouse, it's got this wheel. I can just spin. It's a spin wheel. You see, and this is fantastic. And if I spin hard, it'll just go all the way. It can keep spinning for like 20 seconds. So that's a spin wheel and is fantastic. I must have that because it's really great. So that mouse, let me show you that mouse. So you go to the mouse section. That mouse is this Logitech 502. Okay, and I have a video showing the mouse wheel spinning. I do have a full screen setup. Let's see, show full head. Okay, so now you can hear me, but you cannot see me. Let me fix it. Hold on a second. Let me take. The reason it's not working now is because there is this problem with OBS software,
because sometimes after a few restarts it lost my setup, so you have to add it again. So let me do it now. Okay, let's see. Let me try that. Okay, that's right. So now you can see me, except for the Raspberry where Mathematica is supposed to be bundled. What? Mathematica good. Yes. Quake 3 good. Ruby good. Python bad. Jason didn't hate. What is that? What is that? DP. So anyway, so let's go
back
back.
to start screen. So then that becomes that. Anyway, so this mouse, so you see, I have showed the spin wheel, but on this model on this model, it's either always spin or you press this button, then it's clicky. So you can switch between clicky and spin, but you have to press this button to switch. It's a physical button. But however, on the MX3, you no longer have that button, because so what they did is that if you just push it hard, then it'll spin. If you push it slowly, then it's clicky. So this is a fantastic, I think it's a fantastic feature, but I don't have this mouse. Okay, so besides that, they also have this wheel for the thumb. Why is it useful? Because, for example, now I can press the keys on my mouse to switch around. Let me show you. So if you look at, you see, if I can press either these two keys, for example, I can press that, it switch around the tabs. I can hold it down and it's gonna fly through. Many of them are loading. um, but anyway, so you see what it's like. Okay, so yeah, that. So but as I mentioned, I talked in my other video before, that when you have a command that's forward and backward, for example, arrow up and down, arrow key right and left to move cursor, up down to move screen, or for example, or page up and page down, or previous tab, next tab, or previous window, next window, or previous workspace, next workspace. When you have like 10 pairs of such commands. When you have those commands, uh, the best way to control them is by a wheel, some kind of wheel. Okay, so that is why I think this thumb wheel is fantastic. Of course, you can program it to be some other things, such as volume up down is another example. Sound level up and down. Now there is another interesting linguistic issue. I never liked the word volume up, volume down. When you turn the sound, rather the better, more logical and easier to understand term is sound level. Sound level, sound level up and sound level down. But however, volume, the word volume is so it's part of English idiom. You cannot change it. So anyway, so this mouse I find it very interesting because it's got automatic spin wheel, and it's got a second wheel, and then this new version is better than the old, because the old one of the complaint in this older version is that you have two buttons here that's tiny, hard to press. Okay, so the new version they fixed that by having it separate, and also you have a thumb button here. You cannot see; it's invisible. It's invisible thumb button. So I think this is great. So you buy it. Okay, buy it from my website. Okay, let me post the link. If you shop from Amazon in USA, just buy it. So I get I get 50 cents or something. Okay, so there is that mouse. Then there is another one, this one. Now, this one, Cooler Master MM710 mouse. This is the lightest mouse today. For my own preferences, I always want the lightest mouse. The lighter, the better. You have some gaming mouse. It's very common today in gaming mouse. You have like mouse with weights like silly, you can add weight to it, and usually and also for wireless mouse you have batteries, so these are typically heavy, much heavier, and some people like them because there are different methods of holding a mouse. So again, this is my setup. You see these towers are like my wrist pads, so I just let's see. So this, you see, this towel functions my wristpad. It's great because it's like $1, or $2 each, and you can throw in the washer to wash them, and you can take them out, fold them any way, any height you want. And but if you buy the dedicated mouse pad, usually they are too low. Okay, they are too low. They supposedly made of this fancy plastic, space age, foam or whatever. Those and they cost $10 or $15. That's no good. So anyway, the mouse. Okay, so you click that. Now it's clicky. Okay, so hold on. So now you see it doesn't spin. It's clicky. Clicky is sometimes good if you want to. Right now my click amount is very slow. Actually, let's go to Emacs. Okay, clicky. Yeah, one line each time, or you can have it spin. Wait, it's too slow. It's too fast for Emacs to handle. Anyway, so uh, what I wanted to show. Oh yeah, I was talking about. I don't hold. There are many different ways of holding a mouse. Hold on a second. Let me show.
full screen. Okay, there are many ways to hold the mouse. My way is like a claw. It's like almost I don't even touch the mouse. Usually I don't touch the mouse. I just nudge. I also I have a auto click, sometimes called Hoover click, or sometimes called drill. Okay, I have set it up on my Mac. I have articles here. You can read it. If you go to, let's see, key binding. Not key binding. Go to software. You have articles there. So anyway, I'm talking about the ways to you hold the mouse. So for me, it's kind of extreme. I don't even hold it. Sometimes you call it claw. But for on the other hand, some people hold it like that. They move mouse and click. They move mouse and click. When I see that, it's like too painful to me. I mean, it's painful to watch. That's how you get repetitive strain injury. Okay. Oops. Hold on a second. Let me get back.
Yeah, that's how you get repetitive strain injury with the palm method of holding the mouse. I don't like that. So yeah, so we were talking about mouse with weight. I think that's not for me. To me that's stupid. So go back to keyboard, go back to mouse. So mouse with weight. So what I like is I want my mouse to be as light as possible. Of course, provided it doesn't fly off the desk if there's a strong wind. So so anyway, this one is the lightest now. And I have a mouse weight comparison. So this one is only 53 grams and so on. Okay, we got a troll. What's your issue? Uh, I like the hexagonal horse. Okay, so about mouse. So what's your problem? Ship gamer. type something more so I know who you are, like what you are into. Okay, so mouse. So that's I think that's it about the mouse. Let's see what else. Yeah, so the other thing I want to mention is that we have these. Actually, let's see how long we've been talking. I want to. I'm thinking we can do some Golang today. Yeah, I'm gonna go do some Golang and we can do some demo. Only 35 minutes, okay? So we're gonna do some Golang and demo. Okay, so mouse. Now let's put this window back. Uh, okay, so there is this keyboard King's Assembly. Okay, so this guy put on Kickstarter saying that he's going to create this, and this happened in 2012 or 2013. So it's like 2000. It's 5 years ago, 6 years ago. So he got $239,000, but as of today, it's not delivered yet. So some people are complaining, he's swindle, scam. There are a lot. It seems it happened. A lot of them happened like that on Kickstarter, where you announce a product but you never delivered. This is how their website looks like. According to them, they are still working on it. Like every time that they run into a problem, then redesign or something. So right now they on their website you have pictures like these. Yes, it seems very fancy, very different from their 7 years, 6 years ago. But they got 239,000, but they have not delivered yet after 6 years. So I think they are questionable. Uh, oh, there's a YouTube about show called Kickstarter Crap. Okay, I gotta check that out because I never actually look into Kickstarter. I mean, they make money when people, for example, this product now Kickstarter, how many percent they take, how many percentage they take. So I never really looked into Kickstarter. They are what and what's their policy when a product does not deliver. Okay, so I'm gonna check out this YouTube channel. So okay, that's about that. Okay, I'm gonna read it offline. So but there's another similar. There are quite a few similar. So someone else, this guy from Asia, somewhere in Asia, I forgot where. He created this, so it's kind of similar to the King's Assembly. So this one, but however, he didn't get enough fund on Kickstarter, so it never went anywhere. So you can check his website, Moonrim, uh, keyboard. Okay, so anyway, so it's kind of dead. And also there is another one. Let's go back to Ergo keyboard. Let's go to do it yourself. There is another one. This one, Key Mouse. Now this is a real product. Actually, last time, who was it? You, Max Rated, or someone else? Actually, I forgot who. Was it you, Matt? Someone actually has this and said it's pretty good. So this is actually a product you can buy right now. Key mouse. It's a mouse and keyboard combined. So actually, the keyboard functions as a mouse, but they also have a scroll wheel on the keyboard. So you can see bottom. I think you can. I think they. Yeah. I think the. Yeah. I think it functions as a mouse, but also you have a trackball on the keyboard. So anyway, this is the one you can buy. But to me, I don't think that these are for me. I think these are too clunky for me. I don't. I think it. I don't think I like them. So it's so it's expensive. I don't know how much, like $300 or more. Um, oh, $500. $500. Yeah, those are not for me. So that's about that. So that's about that. And let's do some Golang then. So yeah, I'm going to do some demo of Golang, and that would be it today, I think. So Kickstarter crap. Okay, I'm gonna check this out. uh, I see tables to be useful. Okay, so I'm gonna do some Golang, and that'll be it today. Let me read the comments. Tro is gonna. So there is even a YouTube show. Okay, for most hardware, I still prefer trying it out in store. Yeah, of course. Be right back. Okay, so let's do some Golang. So next we're gonna do Golang. So Golang read the tutorial and blah blah blah. I'm gonna demo. So I wrote this Golang script. I'm gonna show you Go. So I wrote this script. This is basically just grep. Okay. So for example, I want to I I want to find all strings. Let's say Haskell. Okay. I want to find all files in this directory. Actually, in this directory. Okay. Xali info keyboard. In my keyboard directory, this one, I want to find all files that contains the word Haskell, or HTML files ending in HTML. Okay, so now I run it. There it is. Here's the output that's done, showing. Okay, now I call xar find output mod, so it's colored. Okay, magnify. Then I can jump to occurrences and press enter to show the file. So it's right here. There it is, the word Haskell, and show in browser. Actually, so this actually is commented out. Okay, so what? So mouse versus keyboard. So in this article, I was talking about mouse versus keyboard. Is mouse bad for programmers? I wrote this article because it's a frequently asked question. I mean, it's a frequent conception among hacker types. They will always say, "Oh, don't use the mouse. Don't use the mouse. Always use the keyboard." I think that's idiotic. Okay, so that's why I wrote this article. In fact, I talked about this in my videos. You just search for Xali mouse. You'll find it in the past. For example, you have the Emacs or Vim users. They keep telling you don't use the mouse. They're gonna tell you on Linux to use some kind of uh, uh, tiling window manager. Okay, they are crazy about that. And in the browser, they tell you about Vimperator, Dactyvator. they, I think those opinions are not really good. I talked about this in past videos, so look for it. They are not good because those people, they don't actually type much. Okay, when you type much, like I said before, in prison, if you are forced to type, let's just say 3 hours a day continuously, then you don't want to touch the keyboard. Okay, you want to use the mouse sometimes. You don't want to force your hands on keyboard all day. Even if you don't do no typing at all, just put your hand flat on the desk like that. Just leave it there for 3 hours. 3 hours a day. You got problems. You have pain. I know because that's from experience, from actual experience. So anyway, so you see, so this Golang script uh, works. It finds all files that contains the word. But now, let's say I want another word. for example, I want to find all files that contain either the word Haskell or the word Lisp. Okay, but I cannot use this program to do it because it's not written for it. It only does one string. So I modified it yesterday. So I have this uh, script. Now this script can find 10 or 20 or more strings, at the same time. So you can give it 20 or 100. You can give it 100 different strings. You want to find any file that contains those words. So this script will do it. Why do I need to use this? Because, for example, let me show you first of all why do I need this. Okay, so you go to my keyboard blog. So that's my keyboard blog. You see all these little icons. So you need to create image files, with these icons. You see. So if you go to the directory, let me do this. Okay, split, magnify. Actually, don't magnify. Go to E shell, then git checkout tn. I deleted the directory, but let's do it. Git checkout tn. Okay. Does not match any file known to git. Okay, I removed. Wait, it should. Okay, so I removed it in git. What's the command to get it back? Does anyone know on the spot? Anyway, so I was just going to do the checkout. But anyway, let me show you another example. So you go to my art directory. I mean my art xararts.org. Okay, then you see this Lida and Swan. You see all these images. These are icons. Let's not go there. Let's see here. Okay, so you see all these images, classic paintings. Those are icons. Now you go to this. So we go to the file, close that, open the file, go to the directory, and you see this tn directory. You see, and I open it, showing desktop. Okay, so now you see all these are tiny icon files. You see, let's open. Okay, so yeah, these are very small, tiny icon files. Let's see. Yeah, you see, those are arts. This is a famous painting, uh, which they have historical significance. But anyway, these are tiny icons. So, hold on a second. Let me get rid of that. Close. Okay. So all these are tiny icons. So let's see. Yeah. So you can view in Emacs. Let's go to VI Synthesis Sculpture. Let's not show that. Batman. Okay. So this is a movie screenshot from a Batman movie. So I got these icons. But okay. So oh my god, this is getting complicated. So if there was a more modern version of Acme Editor, I probably would use it. So Grindex says, don't use mouse. Probably originated from people learned computers when there were no mouse. I don't think that's. I don't think that maybe that's part of the reason, but I think mostly the 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 fashion, or the fashion of telling people to not to use a mouse. I think basically it's a code formation from the hacker types, from Emacs user, Vim user, the Unix people user. I think that's mostly they created this thing. Not because back then in 1994 before. For example, you don't have mouse on Windows. You don't have mouse basically before 1990s. You do have, but not popular. Uh, the space versus tab people. Anyway, so I do have these icons. Okay, so they are small, and also, for example, let me show you. Also, their path structure is such that, for example, let me show you this. Okay, so hold on a second. I think no. Uh, their path structure is, what is this? Okay, so let's show that one. So copy that. Their path structure is okay. Where is it? Anyway, my point is that all these tiny thumbnails are all in this one directory, TN. So all this directory are thumbnails. All thumbnails are placed in here. But I started to do this like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. But eventually I decided that the thumbnail should be in the same directory where the large size image are. For example, let's go to keyboard. Let's go to SteelSeries. For example, search for JPEG. So this image, for example, SteelSeries keyboard. If you go to the directory, here is the directory. This is the file. This is the file, and here's the directory. And this directory. So if I'm going to create a thumbnail of this image, it should be exactly in the same directory, not in a different, a separate directory. So this kind of design issues, I mean, this kind of structure issues, there's really no right answer. Also, it depends on year. Like every decades, the thinking changes. Like during 1990s, you think in some way, okay, all thumbnails should be in one directory, things like that. And but for some other people, they think that, for example, right now, I think that all thumbnails should be in the same directory as the image. So anyway, I made this change. Okay, so for example, this SteelSeries, this image, if you go to the directory, you can see this file. This file is a thumbnail. So I open it. You see, it's in the same directory, and in fact, they have the same name. The thumbnail. So I decided to do that. So what I need to do is that, but you see, but all my files, all my HTML, they are already linking to the thumbnail TN, directory TN slash something. So it's tremendous work. You need to regenerate the thumbnails or move the thumbnails, rename them, things like that. You have to change all the link. There are hundreds, thousands of links. So that's that's one of the things I have to do. So once I did that, okay, I already did that for this keyboard directory. For example, all my keyboard block on this or this, they are done. You no longer have TN directory for the thumbnails. It's done. But however, I'm left with a bunch of I'm left with this TN directory still. They have a lot of images. I want to make sure that no HTML file is actually linking to the old TN directory. You see what I'm saying? So let me show you this. Okay, so let's go back to Golang. Okay, let's go back to Golang. Visual Arts. So you see all these file path. You see all these file path. So this one, affirmative keyboard. That's a keyboard. This is another keyboard. Keyboard and mouse, Apple II keyboard. So these are all thumbnails. They are in a TN directory. So I want to search in my keyboard directory for any HTML files that contains any one of these paths. Because if they contain it, that means it's bad. I didn't fix that one. Things like that. So that is why I want a multi-string search, utility grep, which I wrote which is this one, this Golang script. So you can see I need to search all these lines. There are quite a lot. A few hundred of them. So you want to search all HTML files. So the whole script is only like 100 lines. Like, if I delete this part, the whole script is only 200 lines. So anyway, let's delete this part. Let's just do a demo. Let's say I want to find the word Haskell, Lisp, Perl, and the Golang. Okay. Let's say Python. I want to find this string in my keyboard directory. So actually, so I have this Emacs command. Let me show you. Okay, I just call it, press enter, press enter. So it becomes strings. It turns lines into strings. Okay, then I need to add a comma here because in Golang you have, when you anyway, you need the comma at the end. So that command is called quote lines. Okay, it's on my website if you want to use that. Okay, so now we are going to run this script. So we are going to find all files in. Okay, so let's go to keyboard. So we want to find all files in the keyboard directory. This one. Any file that contains any of these strings. So let's run it. Run it. There it is. So let me read. Oh, actually, I have a lot files containing those words. Why is that? It shouldn't be. So now it's done. Let's show. Oh, I know why. Because, okay, let's call XOR find output mod. So it's colored. I know why. Because Lisp. Because there are so many Lisp keyboards. So you see, these are the occurrences. That's why. Lisp. Now let's see if there are any Haskell or something. Oh, there are so many. So now I'm going to do another thing. Hold on a second. So press up arrow, press down arrow, press up arrow. I'm going to delete all lines containing the Lisp keyword. Okay, so go to the top, delete matching lines, Lisp. Okay, now all the Lisp lines are gone. Now let's press arrow keys. Okay, there it is. Now we found a instance of Perl. Okay, let's show what file is that. Okay, miscellaneous do-it-yourself keyboards. Now we are talking Jesse Hart keyboard. Now this keyboard is the precursor of the keyboard I/O. It's a precursor of this one, and it's designed by Jesse Vincent. He is a old Perl programmer, from 1990s. He is a well-known Perl programmer. So that is why I mentioned Perl in this file. So where is the Perl? So PERL, there it is. Jess Vincent is a famous Perl programmer. Actually, he's got a Wikipedia entry. There it is. Let's go back. So anyway, so we demonstrated that. Okay, so here is the line containing the word Haskell. So anyway, we demonstrated this. Close this. this script, we demonstrated this script, you can find multiple words, and that's about it. Actually, that's it. We didn't talk about, So let me read the comments. Let's see where we go there. So Shintu says, "Good morning, Shintu. Thoughts on trackpads? The Mac trackpads is a joy to use. Yeah, actually, someone, um, Max Rater also said the same thing. He likes trackpad. Where is his desktop? So Max Rater, he's got a Apple trackpad. He likes it. Uh, I think it's good, but I think I prefer a mouse. I never used Apple trackpad except trying it out in stores. So um, yeah, I would like it, but I think ultimately I would prefer a mouse because I don't like rubbing your fingers on something. Keep rubbing your fingers. But yeah, but Apple did this. It's a very nice trackpad because usually when you rub your fingers on the typical trackpad, it doesn't feel good. You rub your finger, it doesn't feel good. But Apple, I've tried it in stores. They created since the last version or something. They created a trackpad such that the surface is feels good to rub to rub it. So yeah, which is not the case, in their early versions of trackpad. It doesn't feel good to rub your fingers, but their latest version is good. DP says, hence the need for some use CMS content manager system like Typo 3. What do you mean? Okay, so DP says when I was young, those were the Amstrad versus Commodore people. Oh yeah. Oh, some use CMS or gallery tools to automatically generate thumbnail preview image files. I can do that. I mean, I have that script. Actually, let me show a demo of that. Automatic generation of thumbnail. Let me show you. Okay, so go to XARD Python. Just search for XARD Python. You'll find my Python tutorial. And miscellaneous, go to the bottom, miscellaneous. You see this script, thumbnail generation. So here is the script I wrote back in 2006, and actually it's also on. So let's go to so where would I find it? Create thumbnails there. Here is a script I wrote back in 2006. So you see, I'm doing lots of yeah. Anyway, so here is a Python script. So what it does is that you give it a directory. For example, let me show you where. Okay, so here is so you give it a root directory and you give it a thumbnail directory. Then you specify the thumbnail size, and basically it will go through the root directory, find any HTML file or any HTML file, and it will go through it, find any image tag, then get the path of the image file. Then it will create a thumbnail for those images. So it's pretty nice. Actually, we can run it. Let's try to run it. Okay, so let's go to my XR Arts blog. Okay, so this is actually let's go to Visual Arts. So this directory. So let's go to this directory, Visual Arts, but before we do anything, let's go to Git status. I want to commit. Okay, so git add. Okay, then git commit. Okay, then hold on a second. So I show the command window. So now we do a remove all backup files. Okay, so now it's all done. So if we make a mistake, I can revert right now. So anyway, so in this directory, copy the path. Now uh, go to the Python thumbnail generation script. Make a backup of the script. Now input path directory, this one. Okay, um, no trailing slash. Okay, so here's the input directory and the image list. Okay, so image list should be empty, so it's all commented out. Okay, because if you have an image list, anything there, it will just process. It will just generate thumbnails for these images. If the image list is empty, then it will go through every HTML file in this directory and extract the images automatically. Okay, so image list is empty. That's right, we don't want it. So let's actually just delete it. Okay. Now file list, also leave it empty. Otherwise, if you have any file in file list, it will just process those files. Okay. So thumbnail size area. Okay. Yeah. Then okay. Depth 4. That's good. So I'm going to run this. Actually, thumbnail output. Let's find where is the thumbnail output. Uh, I haven't used this script for many years. So anyway, let's just run it. Let's see what happens. Run. Yeah. Global name. The name is not defined. What? The name. Yeah, I'm not going to fix it. I haven't used this for several years. I think I changed something and are we IDE yet? What IDE? I think that's it for today. Anything else? Anything else interesting? So we were talking about squatting, in Asia, in China for sure, Taiwan, at least in Taiwan where I grew up, we squat often. You see this often. But however, in America, you don't see people do that. Almost, it's kind of weird. You don't see people do that, uh, but this person, Minecraft says it's because white people don't squat. It because it says it. So it says so. It looks like your legs needs to be thin in order to do this. Something like that. I didn't know about that. But anyway, yeah, you don't see white people do that. That's I thought, so I didn't know it's physical because, physiology, because I always thought it's just cultural thing. Um, okay, that's it for today. Anything else? Otherwise, we're gonna shut down in a minute. So if you have a question for me, type it. So tomorrow, 10 o'clock a.m. San Francisco time, same time. So tomorrow is Sunday, so same time. But next week, I'm thinking of changing some other date. And you can find the date. I'll probably announce it in Discord and on my Twitter. But you can also find it on my YouTube. You go to my YouTube channel homepage, then there is a communication or something tab. You go there. I should post my next week's schedule. Good morning, Aaron Horse. Aaron Horse, we need to talk about democracy topic. Yeah, that's a controversial topic. I talked about that 2 days ago, or maybe was it yesterday. So anyway, and I understand your point of view because actually that's I also debate with many other people. Right, like actually we debated about that today on Discord. So of course, I want to put out my opinions. I think I think many of the typical American beliefs about China are unfair. So actually, we discussed that, yeah, this morning about. So I was talking. So this guy actually, this guy, American. He's an American guy, but he lived in China for long, and his opinion is very pro-American. His opinion is like, what I would say is, kind of typical American who believes everything should be the American way. Okay, like the Superman movie. Flying with the American flag, the American way. Everything must be. American way is the only way. All of you, the rest of the world, must do things the American way. So so even though he is very pro-American, but he does, but I think if you watch his video, this video is, his name is Lao Y86. That's his YouTube name. But he's not a corporation. In America, every day the fake news mainstream media they churn out, YouTube videos, and also text written, this is propaganda. Don't read those. Okay, so I would even recommend his video. So even though he is very pro-American, I mean, especially in the past few months, about Hong Kong is happening, so he always talk about, oh, China is evil, But however, he's not like a corporate, pushing out propaganda. So I would even recommend those of you, watch his video, so you actually see, at least, even I disagree with his opinion, but you actually see something real about China, their people, because he actually has a Chinese wife. And in my opinion, he put out a video in the past month, past few weeks, where he says, the title is something like my wife changed her opinion. You watch that video, it's to me, okay, so it's kind of like propaganda. He get his wife to talk about, in English, of course, to talk about, oh yeah, I didn't realize China is so evil, they censorship, so to me it's a propaganda. But however, the point I want to bring out is that you go watch his video, not the corporate mainstream media, the about Hong Kong, or those are so extreme fake. Okay, you go watch his video. At least you can see something that's a bit more real. Even I really don't like his opinion. I disagree. I think he's just propaganda. He tell his wife to go on video and talk about um, things. And yeah, anyway, that's but that's my point about that. Chinese censorship is real. I mean, okay, I think so. Let's see. Do we want to continue about this? We can talk about a few more minutes. So the question is, Chinese censorship real? We have to. I know what you're thinking. Like I said this many times. I know what you guys thinking. Censorship. Yeah, it's real. In China, you have firewalls, right? Everyone knows. For example, you cannot go to YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, uh, are all censored. Okay, like you cannot go, you cannot visit Twitter. But a lot of people, a lot of people in China, they use VPN. Okay, they use VPN to do it. But still, you have lots of problems. Like I have people. I started to know Chinese people. I've never been to China. Okay, I was born in Taiwan, but since like 7 years ago, I started to know people in China. I go there. I go to their online. In China forums where Chinese programmers talk. So I understand what they are, thinking. I mean, because I never been to China. I was born in Taiwan. I left Taiwan when I was 14 years old. For the past 30 years, I live in USA, and I'm an American citizen. Okay, so I'm not, I'm, what you call Chinese American. Okay, and I lived in Canada before for 3 years. So I don't really know exactly what's going on in China. So I talk to people. That's what you have to do. Don't believe the mainstream media. That's all fake. You today without technology, you can actually go. You can actually. I mean, well, you can fly to China if you want to, but online you can actually talk to people. Also, I mean, if you really want to know what is true, what is not true, okay, I mean, judge for yourself. I'm not trying to. I'm just telling you, you can go spend the time. The question is whether you are willing to spend an hour a day to do such a thing. That's a thing. Usually, most people will not, because the China issue really doesn't concern you. You just want to believe, oh, China is evil. Oh, they have credit card. They have the entire, the score, social score system. It's all bullshit. It's all twisted. Okay, it's all like garbage. It's fake news. Okay, so let's talk about censorship. Let's focus on one specific thing: censorship. So is China censorship real? Yes, it's absolutely real. Facebook, Twitter, you cannot use. Then you have to use VPN. Many Chinese people do, especially programmers. Almost every programmer in China, they use VPN, but it's not. It doesn't just work. Okay, it's not just like that. Oh, VPN solves everything. No, they have like every week, every month. Then it doesn't work. Then you have to switch VPN. Things like that. I hear complaints from Chinese programmer all the time, like fuck firewall. You hear that all the time. So yeah, so censorship is real. But however, I know what you're thinking. I mean, typical Americans, Oh yeah, so therefore China is censorship. It's not like that. Let me give you an example. Something I think my followers agree. In USA today, you cannot say men and women are different. You guys know that because you guys follow me. We are anti the social justice. You think about that. You cannot say men and women are different. You say that, you get banned on Twitter, you get fired. If you are a professor, you get kicked out. What's going on with that? What I mean, really. I mean, think. I have so many examples, okay, but let's just focus on one simple exact thing. In USA today, United States of America, you cannot, for example, on Twitter, say men and women are different. You cannot say that. You can say that in China, in Japan, in Middle East, in almost everywhere except the white countries today. Since the past 4 years, it's becoming quite bad. Okay, so you can. So what's going on? Well, China has censorship, but in USA you cannot say men and women are different. Which one is worse? I mean, what's going on? What's going on? So I know like before, you ask a typical American, because I'm American. I lived in here for 30 years. Doesn't matter, it's a left wing, the anti Antifa, or the Democratic today, or the extreme left wing or the right wing. When you ask them about China, they they don't know nothing about China, but they'll just tell you, oh, China is so evil. Think about, we have Cold War, Russia versus USA. Imagine in the 90s or 80s, all you hear every day about Russia is how they are so bad. But I have people following me in Russia, for example, Green Deck, right? Green Deck, tell them You know, Green Deck, tell the Americans, how extremely ridiculous there are, the American thoughts about Russia. It's like totally ridiculous. You go today, you can, without technology, you can actually talk to people, in Russia or in China, you talk to them, you ask them, it's like, what you talking about? They don't know what you're talking about. So for example, about China censorship, it is true, okay, yeah, but what you are thinking is kind of all twisted. It's like all twisted. Like for example, let's say mention another social justice thing. Is it true that Americans are, or white people are, or patriarchy, or privilege? Is it true? Suppose China, they're asking me, is this true? Is it true? Oh, yeah, I heard that Chinese, the Americans are patriarchy, all the men are so evil, white people. Is it true that white people have privilege? What am I going to say? you know, I'm going to, well, yeah, in some sense, it's true. Yeah, typically, in some sense, at some level, it's true, but it's nothing like the way today's social justice wants you to believe. The whole entire history of humanity is patriarchy. It's not like that. Okay, is it true that women cannot vote? Yeah, it's true. In the past, this, but it's not like what they are. The social just scan are telling you. In the same way, it's the same thing about China. Is it true China has censorship? Yes, but it's, people are happy a lot. Then we get into details. That's the thing. Social rating system. Okay, I think I should stop, because that topic is endless. Social rating system. It's like it's just like the sense. That's kind of just like the Chinese censorship. Yes, it's there, but it's not what you think. Okay, it's not like what you think. For example, I have roommates. The dad has been in USA for like 7 years. His son came here about 3 years ago. If I ask them, oh, what do you think of the China, the social rating system? Do you think it's bad? What's their reaction is gonna be? What you talking about? Like what are you talking about? And they, the way you don't even ask them, because you see them every day. That they love. They tell me. I had never been to China, but they tell me, oh, the American system. Oh, you still write checks? What the fuck? We go to China. We just swipe the phone. They tell me that, to you are thinking, oh, scary. The China's what is, the mainstream media, social rating system. Oh, everyone is, controlled, tightly monitored. That's what not they think. At least my roommate, they never thought about it. In fact, they're gonna tell you, they what they tell me. I'm in Mountain View. They are building houses, and I have other roommates before. Okay, they tell me, I never ask them. They just tell me, oh, the building houses here is so slow. It takes 1 2 years to build a house. In China, it's like 1 month it's done. They tell me that I don't know. And so anyway, so that's some of the things. Okay, now we started to have a lot of comments once we talked about this topic, because it's controversial topics. So, but anyway, I think that's it for today. Uh, oh yeah, King Hearing says that's because people have been propagandized since birth. Yeah, that's another common, thinking. That's what you want to believe. I could tell you American, you guys, actually, I literally feel it. You guys Americans, well, I'm American too. You white people. Okay, white people is the proper word. Since you are children, what every day your brain is thinking about justice. justice, freedom since you are a child. Why? Because you can see in the comics, Marvel, Superman, Batman, DC Comics, Marvel Comics. Every day since you are children, you read the comments. It's about justice. Justice League. Your brain is like, since you are small, you are concerned about, let's say, controlling other countries, the American way. Like anything deviate from this thought, this justice, freedom, democracy, the Justice League, Superman with the flag. Let me show you. That's Wonder Woman. Okay, uh, Wonder Woman from bondage, 90s. That's supposedly, according to the story, her origin is from Greeks. But you can see Captain America with a giant star, the American symbol. Superman, they are, let's go to Superman. I don't want to do Wonder Woman. Let's go to Superman. Superman, look, Superman issue 1. You see that? It's American. It's not just Superman. It's not a story about, from alien space we have a, Superman, great hero. Okay, it's not just that. You see that eagle? You see this shield, blue, stars and stripes. Superman. So what I'm saying is, so in a sense, since you were born, you are brainwashed into the American way. Can I say that? I mean, I'm giving you a different perspective because you are saying, oh, because China, they support China because they've been all propaganda. The government washed their brain. Well, you've been washed your brain. Your brain has been washed into the American way since you were born. Is that not true? I mean, is that not true? You see, Superman, it's not just a story about some alien hero, right? You see this American, symbol all over, bald eagle, right? In what sense? What do you think Chinese people there? They look at this. They say they don't think this is American. What do they think? There is, it's a question of perspective. So if you are American, you don't see this as propaganda. This is the right way. Justice, of course. Justice League, you know, and also, by the way, the background story of Superman. Why are they created? They are created because during the Cold War era, we we are fighting with the Russian communists. We don't want that. So that's how Superman and Wonder Woman and Captain American were born. They were, you again, you could say, as a propaganda from mainstream media. They created it to fight the communists. If you read the history, like today on Wikipedia, they change a lot of things. For especially on Wonder Woman, it's all social justice perspective. But if you go to Wikipedia, you go to Wonder Woman, Superman, Captain America. Let's say you go to Wikipedia, you go to the history tab, look at Wikipedia from 10 years ago. You can see the history of this superhero, where they came from, and the background, and fighting with communism. That's the origin of these superheroes fighting Russia, the communist. It's about perspective. If you want to look at the truth. Okay, so let me read some more comments, and that's it for today. Okay, so why do you excuse the things China does, but also hypercritical of everything U.S. does? They both do bad things, and it's fine to point out bad things at both. That's true. I that is absolutely true. But why do I just almost like just attacking U.S. and not China? Because we are in U.S. I'm American. You guys, most of you, half of you are American. For example, like programming languages. Why do I attack Unix all the time? Because among our hackers, the Unix, that's a mantra, that's the mainstream, and I tend to want to, I'm a nonconformist. I want to throw away what is not true. That's why I say it. Because otherwise, what's the point? Yeah, of course, everyone is bad. Because because you guys are, because I'm Chinese, so it's at least the skin color is a bit different from you. So I have different perspective. So some people ask me, "What do you think about China?" So I give you my opinion. That's all. You know, and of course, I'm probably, to be sure, I'm probably more biased. I'm probably biased towards, for China. But that's just because that's my skin color. Just like in exactly the same way, you are white people, you are biased towards America. If you are from England or Scotland, you are probably more biased towards Scotland or England than American. That's natural. Okay, so that's it for today. Okay, bye guys. Bye.